Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is a surprise impromptu live stream. I don't think that I've gone live this early in the week, probably in about a year. It is Monday, April 22nd. Again, I don't think that I've gone live this early in the week or much less on a Monday in a very, very long time. But I told you guys to be ready because I'm going to be throwing some curveballs your way, and hopefully the internet signal actually clears up soon. Fingers crossed on that. But as I speak, I am seeing people flow into the chat, and I definitely appreciate you guys joining me for this off script, off agenda live stream that I've decided to do. So I see Russ here, Chris Barrett is here, Little Mac. I don't think I've ever seen Little Mac before. Little Mac, it is good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. It's nice to have you. Wayne McDonald is here. Who else? Ray. I've never seen Ray before. Lobzer. Ray, how you doing? He says, am I actually on this live? Ray, yes, you are live on here. John's Comics with Kids. Shout out, brother. How you doing? It's good to see you, my man. Comically Flawed is here. He says, made it. It's good to have you. James Galapagos is here. Live event for the Gibbon. Hashtag event live for Gibbon. There you go. Wilson Ramos is here. Maddie Joe is here. Jose Cisneros, I think that's how you said, is here. Emerald Knight is in the house. Jacob, bro, it is a lot of you guys here. There's 20 of you guys in here, and I appreciate it for this impromptu live stream. So I need some help from you guys. So yesterday during the Ready, Set, Go preview show, you know that I normally show the book that I'm going to be giving away this week on that preview show. Because of some changes that GoCollect and I put in place, I didn't get my books ordered in time, and so they just arrived today. My books just arrived. The slabs that I give away, I typically, once GoCollect gives me the funds, I go shopping. And so I went shopping a little later than I normally do, but the packages just arrived. And I want your help. I want you guys to help me to pick the slab that is going to be given away this week. I want you guys to help me pick it. I want you guys to be part of the process. So what I'm going to do is have you guys pick between A and B. And I'll tell you that one of them actually has 2 books in it. So what we'll have to do is, if you pick the one with the 2 books, we'll actually then decide left or right. And I'll take one of those books from that one. We're going to look up the FMV on GoCollect. I'll tell you a little bit about the book, and then that will be the end of this live stream. I'm not giving it away during this live stream, but I want you guys to help me to pick the book that will be given away this week. I want you guys to be part of the process because it's a little different. It's a little fun, and that's what this channel is all about. It's about information, making us smarter as collectors, but we also want to have a little fun along the way. And to that point, if you haven't watched my villain video today, you got to check it out because it is definitely a fun video. All right, so here we go. Somebody says DC book. I don't know. Maybe there is a DC book. I look, when I go shopping, I look at so many books because I'm trying to find books in a dollar range, and I want to make sure that they have a healthy FMV associated with them. So I look at a lot of books. I put in bids on a lot of books, and some of those pan out and then they show up and I never quite remember what's in what box. So we have 2 choices, and you guys are going to help me pick it. There are 2 choices, and hopefully you guys can see these. There is an A and a B, right? There is an A and a B, and we are basically going to take 1 minute to vote on which of these we open, whether it be A or B. We're going to take 1 minute of time. You guys basically tell me A or B, and we're going to pop these things open. All right. Oh, hi, all is the book for me. It could be for you. I don't know now. Which one is heavier? So as you can see, these are basically 2 priority boxes. They are essentially the same size, right? So no clues there. I will not tell you which one is heavier. So we have a bunch of votes coming in for A right now. A lot of B's coming in. Bob, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Fishing Freak, is good to see you. So we have a couple of A's here. We have a lot of B's. So again, we are voting on which one of these boxes we are going to open up. And there's only so many of you guys here. There's 30 of you here. So at some point we will just call it on base what I'm seeing here. So Chris Barrett says B is for Gibbon. I don't get it. Russ says we may need to flip a coin. James says 2 B's and Gibbon. I vote B. All right. So I do see a lot of B's. I do see a lot of B's. Mr. Comic says, how is the weather? The weather is hot and sweaty. It is hot here in San Francisco, brother. There is no doubt about it. All right. So it looks like John's Comments with Kids, who is one of my moderators who pops in from time to time, is saying it is B. Carlos says it's C, probably because his name starts with C, but you are disqualified, sir, because that is not an option. That's an automatic vote for B. So we are going to pop open the B box. All right. So, okay. So the A box actually had 2 books in it. So we don't have to worry about that. That one had 2. So we're going to set that aside. And we are going to open up B. Now, wouldn't it have been great if I had my box cutter here in the room with me? Would that not have been a nice little setup? But unfortunately, we do not. So give me 1 second. When you are doing things live, anything can happen. Anything is possible. So we're going to pop this open and we are going to see what is inside. And there is no bait and switch, people. This is still your B box. This is still the B box. So I'll turn it around so you guys can see it. No bait and switch. Everything's on camera. All right, so there we go. Somebody packaged it pretty well in some nice bubble wrap here. Put you guys on mute. All right, so we're unwrapping this thing. They put a healthy amount of bubble wrap on it, and they put it in a protective bubble wrap bag. I dig that. I've never seen that done, but I dig it. I dig it. Whatever works. Hold on 1 sec. Okay, this is a cool book. This is a cool book. I'm gonna be honest with you. C is for Ronnie Coleman. True. C is for Ronnie Coleman. I definitely get that. All right, so this is a dope book. I'm gonna tell you. So this is what happened. We have been doing our thing with GoCollect for a couple of months now, and things I thought were going pretty well. We had some awesome books that were being put up. They reached out to me and said, Reggie, we want to take it up a level. And I'm like, why? What we're doing is working. They're like, no, we want to take it up a level. I'm like, okay, so what do you mean? They're like, we want to actually give more to the comic book community. Can you dig it, Chris Barrett? Yes, I can. Speaking of push-ups. So they were like, we want to do more. We want to give more back to the community. We want to raise the FMV associated with the books to a higher price point so that we can give away a broader spectrum, maybe a broader spectrum of books, a higher, not necessarily grade, but a higher quality of books. And so that opened up the doors for me to really go shopping, to do some cool stuff. And again, what I do is I buy books that I really dig, right? And this is one book that I dig. I have a couple of copies of myself. Both of mine are raw, and fingers crossed they will actually come back at this grade, if not a little bit better. But as I'm looking at this, it might be a little tough. So who is it? Russ says, we definitely appreciate GoCollect. So do I, brother. As I'm looking at this, my book may not come back this high. I wonder if I can keep this. If I don't show it, oh, this is so here we go. This is so you tell me, Chris, you tell me whether this is a good book. And again, I am looking to you guys to help validate some of the things that I'm doing, right? Because I think it's a cool book. So you guys tell me. This is the GoCollect giveaway for this week. It is Submariner #1, a 6.5 with off-white to white pages. This is from 1968. This is, oh man, I definitely dig this book right here. Again, I have 2 copies of this book right here. As I'm looking at this book, I don't think mine is in either one of mine is in this good a shape, but this is what we are going to be giving away this week as part of our channel here. This is a nice book. This is a nice book. There may be a little something going on the back page here. On the back of it, it's not as white as I would like. But again, my two copies are in worse shape than this one, so I can't really complain. This is a really nice book. I mean, I don't know if you guys are big Submariner fans. I dig Submariner ever since I read him back in like the 90s. And so that's part of the reason why I went out and picked up two copies of this book myself. But this is what is being given away. And for those of you that don't know, what's really cool about this is, was it? Yeah, so this is a continuation of a story that started in the Iron Man and Submariner #1. It was basically a one shot. And then the second part of it appeared in Submariner's solo book. And the second part for Iron Man finished up in the second part of Iron Man's book, his #1. So I have the one shot, which is Submariner, Iron Man #1. And then I also have the individual #1s for Submariner and also Iron Man. So it's almost like a two-part story that split across basically a couple of books. But I definitely dig this. So Emerald Knight says, put it on your wall now. I can put it up there and keep it up there for a couple of days before I have to box it up and give it away to one lucky subscriber of this channel. So for the spirit of context, and then I'm actually going to look this FMV up on GoCollect, so bear with me while I do that. But to be eligible for this thing, all we ask is that you be a subscriber to the channel. You have to watch the video that comes out sometime between today and Sunday morning. And you have to follow the directions in the video where I basically say, hey, if you want a chance to win this book, say blah in the comment section, and then you're entered into the contest, right? So you have to be a subscriber to the channel. We ask that. You have to be a resident of the United States, a resident of Canada, or have a mail-in address in the US. That's it. That's it. It's super simple. And the goal is not to trick people with trick questions, but to have people watch the videos, enjoy the videos, and have an opportunity to get a cool book. And in this case, it's a cool book that I don't even really have in this grade. So what I want to do is I want to flip the screen around. I want to share my screen with you guys. We're going to go to GoCollect. We're going to look up the FMV of a 6.5 Submariner #1. So you guys can basically have a full context for what you guys are going to be getting. Wolf Mode says, check, check, check. Class of 68 books are awesome, says Collecto. So huge shout out to Collecto6, who actually joined our show yesterday. He joined our Ready, Set, Go preview show. A few minutes after the show ends, he sends me a message. He says, look, check your PayPal. Dude sent an awesome off-book super chat to the channel to support some of the things that I want to do here. And I immediately put the money to good use because we are going to be giving away another book. We're going to be giving away another book, a nice book. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for videos coming out from the channel because I'll be giving away some free stuff. So let's pop over. Let's check out the value of the FMV associated with this Submariner #1. So let me share my screen with you guys. Do a couple of things here. And this time I actually am logged in to GoCollect, unlike yesterday where I forgot to log myself in. So here we go. I am sharing my screen now. You're looking at the home page of GoCollect. You can see my little dashboard here. So I'm going to type in, you can see what I've been searching for. I'm going to type in Submariner #1. I'm going to hit the search here. And we're going to, this is the book I was just talking about right here. This is the Submariner, Iron Man Submariner #1. A really cool book. I have 2 copies of that. Then I have 2 copies of this Submariner #1 here. So we're going to click on it. You can see there are the 2 right there that I have and the 1. So not lying about that. So we're going to click Analyzer. And we're going to scroll down. This is a universal grade. So we've already seen that it's a blue label. Scrolling down to the 6.5, and we're going to see that there have been 8 sales as of late. And mine is not listed because this is 4/18/19. That was the last sale. So we expand the list and you can see that a 6.5 FMV is going for a nice chunk of money, depending upon how recent. You can see the prices back in January, February, March. Last month, the prices were somewhere between $235 and $250. So depending upon how you look at this book, it is somewhere in that range. But you know, it's a nice book, man. It's gone up 19.5%, 8 sales in the last, I think, 100 or so between this range right here. You can see. So here we go. We're going to bounce back to the to stop showing this. But again, it's a pretty nice book. So this, it could be yours this week. Submariner number 1, 6.5 off white to white pages could be yours. So stay tuned to the channel. And again, huge shout out to GoCollect for putting us in a position to be able to give away some awesome books on the channel. So let me bounce back to the chat. Let me see if you guys have any questions before I get myself out of here. Matty Joe says, Submariner is swole. Yeah, man, you guys know what I'm searching for. GPA 9.0 is 223. I don't get that. Comically flawed. I don't get what you're saying there. That book went up. Yeah, I think I showed it went up, what, 11% or something like that. Rob Worst. I don't think I've seen you before, Rob Worst. It's good to see you, brother. Welcome to the chat. So he says, don't invest in the stock market. Throw money at bronze. There you go. Comically Flawed says, great book. Russ C says, it's crazy hearing Reggie utter specific dollar. It is. So people always ask, why don't you talk about money? And it's not my thing. You know, when I was brought up as a kid, that was one thing we just really didn't talk about. We don't talk about money, about how much people make, how much things cost. You know, and I think it was part of, like, my family is very religious, right? And a lot of it is about humility and not showcasing the things that you have, because your friends or whoever around you may not have those things. They may be jealous towards you. It could be looked at as being conceited to flaunt those kinds of things. And so I always struggle with talking about money and how much things cost. It makes me very uncomfortable. But this is a little different, right? Because this isn't my money. It's not my book. It's your book, right? Or somebody out there's book. So that it makes it a little bit easier for me to talk about it. But yeah, it is strange. I definitely get that. And you can tell that that's a person that has followed this channel for a while, because he knows. Gotcha, Reggie makes this channel less stressful on, hey, brother. You know, there's a lot of people that talk about cost and it works for them. And I think that's perfectly fine. You know, it's just, if somebody's ever curious about like how much something here costs, I say just go to GoCollect or some other pricing service and look it up. You know, the vast majority of what I have hanging on my walls was purchased in the last 2 years. So if somebody really wants to know, super easy to figure it out. Chris Barrett says, Submariner's my natural enemy. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I hadn't been reading the new Avengers series for a while. I still have been pulling it, but I hadn't been reading it for some while. I watched a video on YouTube today by another YouTuber, and it was about the new Avengers. And I was like, man, let me turn this video off. So I turned the video off, and then I went and read the last like 4 issues of Avengers in Marvel Unlimited, and Submariner was in there, and it was dope. I'm gonna be honest with you, as a Submariner fan, long term, it was really cool seeing Emperor Rex wreck shop on the Avengers. So I may actually have to keep that on my pull list for a little while longer, because again, Marvel Unlimited is several issues, several months behind. But I really dug that story with Namor, and it's going to continue, I think, whatever the next month is. So anyway, when is the next trivia night? The next trivia night is going to be next month. Vika, who is a subscriber of the channel, actually is sponsoring trivia night, and we've basically agreed to do it once per month. And so we're actually going to try to put it on next month. I don't know when. Maybe we'll do it early versus later in the month. But that just means you have to go longer until the month after that. So, but the goal will be to pick a trivia night date well in advance. Maybe we'll do it during the day on the weekend or something like that, so that more people or a different group of people can participate versus how I traditionally do it, which is Sunday night Pacific time late, which makes it a little difficult for East Coast people. So what I want to do is to to mix up trivia night a little bit so that more people can actually have an opportunity to participate and ultimately win some books. Because of Vika, and also because Collect06 have made such generous contributions, I think it puts us in a position to buy a couple of extra really nice books to make those books available via trivia night, in addition to the ones that are already in my collection. So huge shout out to both of those guys for their generous contributions. So I think I saw comments with Bueller. He says, Reggie, you were on my ball. Bueller, I don't know how I feel about that statement. I don't know how I feel. If you guys haven't watched Bueller's recent live stream, he has a blue ball in which he writes the names of super chat donators on. And I don't know how I feel about being on that ball. I'm gonna just put that out there, Bueller. Marcel says, I think Namor will be integrated into the Disney streaming service. I'm not sure, bro. And the reason that I say that is because the rights associated with Namor are very, very convoluted. And this goes back to, I think, 1938, 1939, with the rights for the comic, for the character itself, were convoluted back then. And I think as more companies have been bought and acquired and merged, that the rights associated with Namor have become even more complex. And so I don't know if we're going to see Namor in a movie or in a streaming service until a lot of those rights issues are cleared up. I mean, I have my 2 copies of Submariner because I'm a fan, and fingers crossed that they can work something out, but it's easier said than done when it comes to that character. So we will see. Chris Bear says, as a Human Torch. Chris Barrett says, as a Human Torch, water is my enemy, so therefore Namor is his mortal enemy. You are hilarious, bro. There are some people that just make me laugh. You guys are awesome. So don't make me say icky. I'm gonna tell you, it's not about the webcam, Rob Worst. It is about the Comcast, right? My webcam actually shoots in 4K, but it's about the Comcast service. So if there's anything that can be done about that, I welcome it. The good news, however, is that a few days ago, out in front of the house, I actually saw utilities out there working. Come to find out, they are bringing to the neighborhood. I actually live in the mountains in California. They are actually bringing fiber optic right outside my house. So fingers crossed that we can actually move from Comcast to fiber optic, and I hope that fiber optic is actually better. But Rob Worst, if you want to make a donation to the channel here, brother, you are welcome to do so, and I will continue to upgrade this equipment until they no longer have upgrades, my friend. Collecto says, money will solve the problem. Indeed, money will solve the problem. And it's like anything else. If they throw enough money at a situation, no matter how convoluted and complex it is, suddenly all the bureaucracy falls away. You know what I'm saying? And so the question becomes, how much money is it going to take, and who do those monies need to be paid to in order to clear up some of that red tape around the rights for the Submariner? And some people also said the same thing about She-Hulk when we had our conversation about She-Hulk the other day, that the rights were kind of tied up. Again, just like Peter Parker made an appearance, cash goes a long way. So that was not me begging for money. As this super chat pops in, Tina Cranston, my good friend, says, thanks for all you do. Photos, please. I will send you a email after this chat so that you can pick the photo that you want. There were 3 to pick from, and so I will definitely send you an email when this is over so that you can pick the photo, and then I will write a wonderful message on there. Yeah, so again, a lot of the videos that I put out, if you toggle the little gear in the right-hand corner, you can actually upgrade them to, I think, 4K. This camera, in all honesty, I think only shoots in 1080p, but most of my videos are actually shot in 4K. You just hit the little gear in the right-hand corner, you can actually increase it to the 4K. That's one little thing that I've learned about some of this stuff. So, but these live streams are a little bit of a beast just because we're at the mercy of the Comcast gods, who do not look favorably upon the houses in the hill. So here, let me scroll through this thing. All right, so you should get 3 pictures. Whoa, collected, cool and collected. Don't give away my photos, bro. Don't do that. All right, so I'm going to get myself out of here. I definitely appreciate you guys spending a little bit of time this evening hanging out with me, helping me to make a decision about which book is going to be given away this week. And it is indeed Submariner number one, 6.5 CGC. Awesome book. This can be somebody's book this coming Sunday. So stay tuned to the channel to find out who it's going to be. And at some point in the future, we will actually find out what's inside of here. And there are two awesome books inside of here. I don't know which they are, to be honest with you, but I know they were awesome books because I bought them because they were awesome. So more to come. Those will probably be given away over the next couple of weeks. So definitely stay tuned. And we will do something similar possibly for this, where you guys help me to pick which book we give away. Depends on how my schedule looks. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out just a little bit. If you need me, feel free to reach out to me at Regie Collects on Instagram and RegieCollects@gmail.com. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I definitely want to encourage you to do so that you can stay abreast of all the content that I release on a weekly basis. Chaos Store, you have to stay tuned, my friend, to find out what's in that box, because I'll be releasing those details over the next couple of weeks. Take care, everyone.